to this new platform.
Yeah, I know. GM Farcaster. It is Friday, April 5th. And you are here with Nounish Prof, and Adrian is back. Yay! Adrian's back.
Good morning.
Not that I didn't love our guest co-host. I did. They're amazing, but you know, you're my ride or die, so it's nice to have you back. So we've got a lot to tackle today. It's we'll get to the GOAT, but first, let's shout out a few other things, including a new all-time high again. 80K DAO yesterday, DAU, daily active users, new record. Back to back, we've got some like fun memes that came out of that too. So that's amazing. And Barun wants us to know it's almost Friday again. He said this yesterday because now it's Friday, and it felt like I took it in a very like scary way.
Is he threatening us?
It felt like he's threatening us with a good time. Is what I think. I feel like I took that as a threat. It did feel a little intimidating. I don't know if it was intended that way, but I was like, oh, should I be scared? But I believe what we're talking about here is cast actions, which will be, I believe, going live today. And with that, I don't know, because this feels like to me, it feels like to me the frames again, where I kind of don't get it until I see cookies in a frame. And then I get it.
Then we get it. Yeah.
Then I get it. So I'm like, cast actions. I'm like, okay. And so we'll see. We'll see what that means very soon, I think. So cast actions will enable developers to build, for example, one example that Dan included. Cast actions will enable developers to build a tip with X button that anyone can add to their Warpcast app, which is really interesting. And it apparently JTGI is ready for the cast actions, because he said, "Are you guys ready for custom cast actions? We're about to see another wave of apps and interactivity. I'm launching 4 out of the gate, some for AutoMod and also a new something." All right. I don't know. What
I'm excited to see this. I'm using AutoMod for.
How is that going?
Fantastic. He's done a great job building it. So it's just a really simple tool for channel mods. You put in rules. So everything I've been doing kind of by myself, I can put rules in. I don't really see how cast actions apply to AutoMod as opposed to just a Farcaster client. But I'm excited to find out.
Yeah, I'm excited to find out too, because I think for me, I always need to see it in action to fully understand what's going on, because I'm just a little techie. I'm not a big techie. So a little difficult for me to understand. And then we also had some spam updates here. Spam filtering is coming to Warpcast. Over the last 3 months, we've labeled thousands of, this is from V, by the way. We've labeled thousands of spammy accounts by hand, and Action has carefully trained an ML model to do this automatically. We're rolling out this model starting today. It will significantly improve the user experience. More about this. Spam is posting irrelevant content in public spaces to farm reactions and followers. Some example, posting irrelevant replies to someone's cast, posting irrelevant content in a channel, mentioning or recasting users unnecessarily. Here's one from a few minutes ago. Hi. That's a reply. If you had just said wow. I mean, if you just knew, you would have been just fine. But no, you went with hi, with 2 eyes. Warpcast won't show casts from spammers in public spaces. They won't show up in the channels, replies, and notifications of people who don't follow them. So if you're following the person, you may still see it. Warpcast does promise that content will always be visible to followers, sufficient decentralization, even if a user is labeled spammy. Our spam model is going to start labeling new accounts today, and over time will roll out to 100% of accounts. The labels aren't visible at this time, though we plan to make them publicly available to other applications, just like Power Badge. And I did appreciate this. Hasta la vista, baby, the model spam. And I believe this was in reference to Art Lou's comment. I want to build my own Terminator with an owner's manual, not Action's carefully trained one. And of course, Dan's response was, if you want this, build your own client, because that is often Dan's standard reply. Build your own client. That's what you want. So it's like your dad. It's like your dad scolding you on a regular basis.
It's the answer to everything.
It's the because I said so of Warpcast. So what do you think about, have you noticed any differences yet with spamminess? I have in general over the past couple of weeks, but I didn't notice too much.
Spam.
Better. Yes. Less spam.
Better.
I saw more spam, but then I saw them making those adjustments, and I did see a decrease of me seeing it. So how are you feeling right now about it all?
I've not noticed the decrease yet.
Okay.
So kind of felt the increase, but you know what? I've been on vacation this week, so I've been out touching snow, and
she's been touching snow.
Maybe I wasn't, terminally online like I normally am, but I feel like
it's getting there. I feel like we're getting there. Yeah, I feel like we're on the right path.
But you can't have 80,000 data, right? You can't grow this fast and not expect a little spam. So I'm glad. I think it's a good problem to have, and I'm glad I'm not in charge of fixing it. I'm glad I just get to talk about it. Because that's easier.
We don't have to fix it. Somebody else does. But I do think it's, I've definitely seen some improvement in my feeds. I still need to tweak them a little bit. I feel like there's certain people I'm still not seeing, and I don't know why. So I do need to make some adjustments there. Sometimes I have to go looking for certain things, or they show up in my notifications for people I'm on, but that's it. So I need to do some tweaking, but I think we're getting better. I think we're getting a little better.
Yeah. It's so hard, especially in a global platform, to know what's spam, what's low quality. I think when you can see a low quality reply, then you have to go into, if you can check the profile, you see what else they're casting, then you can find that out. So that does seem like something better for an ML model to do than a human.
Yeah, you would think. You have to automate some of this because it gets crazy. I just had to do some stuff. You definitely feel like in general, the grifters are back, where they were gone for a while because the bull market's back, or pre-bull, or whatever you want to call it. But I've seen that in the Discord that I manage, and it's starting to feel like we're starting to get those spammy things that I haven't seen for years. So it was like, oh boy. Okay. So I had some auto mod things in there to make sure that, because otherwise I'm going to be constantly, it's whack-a-mole, block report. Yep. So definitely all the things have to happen now because we're there. It's getting crazy. But I did appreciate Artlu's response here too. That's exactly what he's doing. He's playing with his own his baby spam squasher bots, and well as supporting others who are building useful components. So I thought that was pretty cool. Moving on. We also have there's also a new way to connect your address book to discover people on Farcaster. This is opt-in. I did like Bitflur's ghost. Oh no, I'm not falling for this one.
Did you do it? Did you connect yours?
No. Why would I? None of the people in my address book, which are from my IRL world, even want to be on Farcaster. Like, no, they're definitely not there, nor do they want to be, and that's fine. Like, no. Well, I'm it's the opposite for me. I'm meeting new friends instead. But
yeah, can we do a reverse? Can I do the export your Farcaster contacts into your phone app? I'll do that.
There you go. There's something that would be much more useful to me.
Yeah, so. I've done this exactly 0 times with 0 apps.
Yeah, I don't think
never.
I think Facebook was the only one I did that, and I'm talking about in 2009.
Yeah,
when that made sense at that point because I otherwise wouldn't be able to find anybody. But now, no. Don't. But to Dan's point, he said it's opt-in. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. One of the biggest complaints from new users is people can't find their friends. So that's a fair assessment. Maybe you're
we're here to make friends.
Did you think about that?
I know. I don't like.
Maybe they're hiding from you.
Friends anyway.
I know. Yeah. It's the friends we made along the way. Okay, moving on. How are people feeling about quality? Well, we kind of just talked about that. Ranked each of the below with good, okay, bad, home feed, notifications feed, your favorite channel feeds. So this was from Dan getting some feedback on the feeds. And like I said, just said a minute ago, I feel like things are getting better. My home feed, I feel like I need to tweak a little bit. Notifications has been popping off, but I think that's due to the level of activity in the 80K DAO is my guess. But how are you feeling about these things?
Like I said, I've been on vacation, so it's hard for me to say.
That was like the longest
like I said
pause.
before, I don't I think just in general quality has gone down. So for me, like I like to scroll the feed and find really useful information. So there's a lot of memes, there's a lot of, token talk and price talk, and there's just I'm happy with who I'm following. I'm happy I'm still able to kind of find whatever algorithm change they made a few weeks ago to make sure the people that you connect with are showing up. I'm happy with that, as opposed to like the chronological feed.
Yeah.
I'm still coming to Warpcast over Twitter.
Okay.
How
and
about you?
This, Ted's response was 1 for the home feed. Okay. 2 notifications feed, Dante's Inferno. And 3, don't, for favorite channel feed, don't look anymore because it was bad previously. So I thought that was interesting. The notifications feed, I think it depends on your activity level and how many like different types of notifications you're getting. Like you might be getting a lot of replies from people you don't know, and that can be good and bad. I'll just say that. When I was doing the Pearl game that one day, replies from people I didn't know was probably something I shouldn't have bothered looking at. But normally I will go look just to see if there's anybody new I should be following. You know what I mean? Things like that. So what were we going to say?
Well, I think on notifications, it's also like it depends how many followers you have.
Yeah.
So if you have a small number of followers, it's probably manageable. A lot of us who are early all of a sudden have a lot more followers than we've had on any other platform. So I'm definitely getting a lot more notifications on Farcaster than other platforms. But
so this might be a Farcaster problem, is what we're saying.
Yeah, exactly. As long as I'm on Farcaster 24 hours a day, I can keep up with my notifications.
What's the problem? What else do you have to do? Oh, a whole other life. That's right. Believe me, I can't wait until this is my primary everything. It'll be so much easier and so much more enjoyable. I'm just trying to get rid of everything else. One more month. Okay. Big news from Base. I loved seeing this, not only because we were included, but just in general. This is amazing. And that's why I'm wearing my Base hat today. I don't know if you can see. It's very subtle. He says Base. Base going on chain transforms how creators are rewarded for their work. Since Base launched, we've been creating ourselves via mint.base.eth. And now we're using those funds to support those that inspire us, starting with Hypersub creators. Here's what we subscribe to: Studio 2 by Chris Corella, Artcaster by MyJPEG, Terminally On Chain, we love you, YB, by YB, Coop Records by Koopa Troopa, Crystal Spaceship by Crystal Spaceship, Salon Oxen by Oxen, Patrons by Blue by Priyanka, which I haven't even seen this one. I gotta go check that one out. Cup of Mole by GM Farcaster, that's us. Abandoned Curiosities by Some, which I have that one too. Collector by Chris co-created. I'm one of those too. So I have most of these. I think I'm only missing one, so I got to go back and make sure I've got them all. But how amazing to see that today. That was a really nice surprise to see Base just really diving in and supporting creators per usual.
Yeah, and I'm not sure it's as obvious in here, but I know Sarah, who runs marketing for Base, tweeted something about this. But it's all of Base's marketing campaigns, blog posts, assets they're putting on chain. So then Base users, like as a way to connect with a brand, mint things. So now they've got a treasury directly from fans and users that they're putting back into the ecosystem, and kind of that's feeding the Hypersubs.
Amazing.
So it's just a total love fest of on-chain activity. And it's super cool.
And this is why, we are so supportive of anybody who's doing things on chain. mint your stuff, people. There's more and more reasons every day.
Yeah.
To,
and this
to
is,
do that
but this
for
is like for
creatives.
brands, like
Right.
I think brands are only just beginning to understand the potential for connecting with fans. And it's really interesting. Like,
yeah, I think we're going to see, it's going to be really fun to watch this next year, what happens, because I think we're just going to see a lot more experiments and different ways that we hadn't even thought of to support creators and builders and artists. So this is amazing. And then speaking of, so we've got Linda Bountycaster. This is pretty cool. Since all FarCon attendees are getting a free 10 USDC Bountycaster credit to use towards an IRL bounty during the event, what are creative bounties people can post with them? Want to start seeding ideas early on. Top 10 ideas will get 1,000 DGen tip each. So check that out. That's quite an interesting swag bag edition. I forgot about that. I think I knew that and then forgot about it. So Adrian, I expect some good ideas out of you because you have had probably 2 of the best, most creative bounties ever put up. So
I only have $10 to work with, though. Gonna have to.
I know, but you're gonna have to think about it. You might have 1,000 DGen tip though too, if you come up with a good one. So I'm expecting big things. That's all I'm saying. So get on that. Now that you're back, get on that.
Well, yeah, and listen, I've not been able to focus on FarCon because I've had other trips, and now that I'm back, FarCon's the next big event. I'm all in. I'm gonna be.
And speaking of course,
plans together.
Of course, I don't have that one up. Do I have it up? There we go. Speaking of FarCon, you did get your application in, your proposal for Lightning Talk to FarCon. This is from Adrian. I submitted a proposal to give a lightning talk for FarCon. The concept of scenius explains how most innovations tend to be generated from groups of creators rather than one lone individual. Is Farcaster still a scenius? Let's explore. So go ahead and read that. It's amazing. And I'm so excited. And then go vote on it, please. Go vote for her. And by the way, the vote is right in the frame. If you tag, if you want to apply and put your lightning talk in, you write it up on paragraph, you use the tag FarCon, and it will automatically turn your post into a voting frame, which is really freaking cool and something I did by accident by not meaning to. When I posted our last paragraph.
You tagged FarCon.
I tagged FarCon because we mentioned FarCon, which I often do.
Maybe it should have been FarCon Lightning Talk, something more specific. Can we ask I think we should, so supposedly today's the last day to vote.
Yes.
I think we should ask for an extension.
Maybe we should.
That's not a bad idea. People have had enough time to.
I don't think so either. I haven't even had a chance to. I really was going to put one in, and then I was like, I don't think I'm going to. I think it's too long, but also I think there's other people who maybe need a little more time. But yeah, so I'd love to see that. So we need an extension, teacher. We need an extension. This is what I get all day long lately.
And just to answer a question in the chat, you have to hold a FarCon pass to vote. So it's not open to everyone.
But if you have a FarCon pass, please go vote. Yeah.
I think it's so cool how we're using, like in order to submit a talk, you have to create an account on Paragraph. I think this is all sponsored by Paragraph. Like you start seeing all the different pieces put together in this kind of conference organizing. All the side events are with events but it's making it adds a little friction as a attendee.
It does.
It was just such a nice reminder. I was not going to submit this because I was on vacation this week. I knew it was due, and I was on a plane last night coming home. So I jumped on Wi-Fi, put this together. But it was just that reminder of like, if you want nice things, you got to put the effort in.
Farcaster requires proof of work.
Yeah.
Just a reminder. Yeah.
So if you want to wait until everything's already cooked and easy to use, you can sit on the sidelines and have fun.
And it will be, but yeah, right now there's a little bit of friction for sure. A couple more fun things. I wanted to mention this from Pinata because this was really fun. Want to try Farcaster auth but too shy? We're offering 50% off picnic plan if you enter in your GitHub below. So just a note on that. But also they had these cast. I think is this a cast action? I don't know. Okay.
No. This is not a cast action.
But
this is just
okay,
frame.
so this is Inception. How about Castception? This frame uses Pinata, Farcaster, auth API, and Farcaster API to authenticate a user through the frame and send a cast through the frame. So I was able to just type in, I put in just the little noggles up here, and then it sent this whole thing with the frame as my cast. And then you can go and do the same thing, and we have this little ongoing chain of casts. So kind of cool.
A cast within a cast within a cast.
It was, and also Pinata, really well done, by the way, with the memes built in. It was a lot of fun. So it was a fun little thing to play with.
Yeah. So not a cast action. It just does the transaction. So you can kind of, you connect with you log in as a Farcaster, you authorize Pinata to cast on your behalf, and then you can type your cast in the frame and it casts for you. It does a recast, and it was fun. And Pinata does such a good job of bringing in the meme, and in their blog post, they describe it. So I assume everyone's seen the movie Inception and we all love it. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is like this whole like Inception themed. Cast. So Castception. So they're firing like crazy. By the way, Pinata was on a retreat last week, and now they're just shipping like nuts. Okay, we got to talk about the goat real quick before we wrap. Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, we've got this goat called Higher, apparently, and we have this gentleman, Richard Opney, saying this is called Higher. By December, I want to have many goats. 500 likes. This is from Aleph. 500 likes today, and I'll fly to Kenya tomorrow to take a selfie with this goat. Higher. And then it became a whole thing. So then Dan said, I'd like to see this happen, please. And then he posted this thing, which I just saw this morning because you pointed out. Didn't July send him 1,000 plus worth of degen? This is an article from the block. Crypto Twitter is paying a man to buy goats and name them after crypto things. It actually was 5 out of 9 who paid degen, I believe. And then July said he would match 5 out of 9 for that goat. So we've got information about this goat, and then we had memes about the goat. Lots of things about the optimistic goat. Even higher goats on trees. Then we had another goat over here from a poem. I forgot. Six's poem about a goat, and we'll end with this. In lands of yore, where whispers swell, an eternal goat named Higher fell, with fleeces bright as moon's own glow. It came to lift the folk below. Rise with me, it sang so clear to realms above, where none do fear, and thus with Higher hearts took flight, ascending into endless light. We had a lot of things about the goat. Thank you so much. And then this from John. I once sent 1,000 to a member of the Hey community who posted just like this to help them buy a new phone. Later, I saw that they use money to try scamming people with a fake token, then off-ramped everything through USDT to Binance. So basically, he's calling us out. He's not sure that this is real, that there are any goats, that the goat might be fake. I
have one comment.
What do you think here?
Yeah, so I was on an airplane when I first saw the goat, I think, and I was trying to piece this together. And I know you tagged me into something.
Yeah, I actually
were going to try to surprise me with the goat today. No, you didn't. You're right. You were going to try to ambush me.
I specifically didn't tag you.
You were going to try to ambush me with goats.
I was.
So I was quickly trying to figure it out. John's was one of the first casts I saw, so I was happy to.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Look, sometimes it's always hard to tell where a meme ends and where a scam begins. And I really liked, though, what John said is he said, look, I'm taking a risk and calling this out. And it just made me think of like, why is it, like to go against the trend and like just, he's not calling it a scam, but saying it may be. So
right.
We should make it easier. We should normalize people being a little more skeptical when things pop up. I'm not saying this is a scam, but if it's, why does it feel like
apparently Aleph is going to go check out the goat. We'll know.
Let's go, Aleph. I mean, I see more than 500
is going to go. He's got his 500 likes. He's already started working on the passport and whatever he needs to go. So yeah, I mean, it would be really interesting. Maybe he can go check this out for real and then we'll get confirmation, but it's a great point. We do have to call things out, and especially if they, if you're just not sure, and question everything. I think critical thinking skills are probably our most underutilized and most important things we need to be using these days. So yeah, question everything. I agree.
And there's been some, like, on my feed recently, people being upset that they missed certain meme coins. Oh, I missed Hire or DGen or whatever else has been going off. So if you're in that state of mind where you feel like you just missed the last one and then you see something new pop up and you think you're early, it just seems like ripe for getting yourself in trouble. So just some of those.
Definitely.
Be skeptical, friends.
Be skeptical for sure. And again, because we're in this like pre-bull or bull or whatever you want to call it, there's a lot of things popping up. Like I said, the grifters they're back. Regardless of whether or not this goat is one. Be careful out there. I did want to just show this quick meme from our friend Punk. When I joined, it was called Farcaster, and so was the protocol. Sure, Grandma, let's get you to bed. The days that people don't remember when we were here. And one last thing I want to mention too is our Hypersub. We do have one more tier that just went live this morning. By the way, Adrian, this just went live this morning.
Yes.
CLP
Launch.
finally it's available. If you are allow listed, you can now pick up the CLP tier, and this is for brands. It is a smaller tier than our Premier partnership. But if you're interested, you do need to be on the allow list. So reach out to us. Mole is still currently sold out, but I mean, not Mole. Wowow is, but Mole is available. And this is the last day that you can pick this up and also get the first piece by, you can get the allow list on the allow list for the first piece in our Here for the Art drop, which is ending today. So
can I just say, I've been on, as being on vacay, I've gotten to watch the last few episodes. And when you do the recording, you're putting in the animation of Max's art in our beginning of the show. And it looks so good. It looks like
so good.
It's really good.
It's so good. I was so impressed with that final piece. It was amazing. And so if you're watching this as a recording, I will have it at the beginning and the end here, just so you can see that. And yeah, he did an amazing job. I had a great chat with him. The interview was great. So it's been really fun. I'm so glad we decided to do this art drop as part of our new subscription and sort of our next steps, and really just, start really supporting the artists. And we also gave away I gifted a Muse subscription. So that was fun too. And Art was the one who won that. That's awesome. So it was perfect. Yeah. So that's it for us. And we will be back on Monday, 8:30 a.m. And hey, we're also going to be here on Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. with Jacek from DGen. So he's going to come by and give us an update. So we'll be talking all things DGen that day. Very excited. And then we'll also be on Wednesday and Friday next week. So we will see you then. Any last words?
Oh my goodness, so much has changed since we had Jacek on the show.
I know.
There's an L3 now, so if you guys have questions for him
so much.
Send us messages. Tell us what you want us to talk about.
Yeah, we'd love to. It's gonna be a blast. I can't wait. So that is it for us. We'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.